What is up? What is up, guys? I am here with another episode review for The Mandalorian. Now, last episode review, I was a little down on it. I thought the writing wasn't that good. I thought the Mandalorians looked in some ways kind of stupid and inept in a lot of ways and weak. But man, I don't know, man. This episode, they turned that around. Like, the Mandalorians seemed like they were good. They were great. They could get the job done. They actually earned themselves a new home and everything. Like, and when they got in the battle, they knew what to do. They was out there handling themselves. So, like, I don't know what happened. The last episode, like I said, didn't make them look all that good. They didn't have anything to go catch this monster that had already taken some of their kids and stuff like that. I mean, then they get there and they wait a whole extra day to like go. Man, if that was my son, bro, I'd have broke the mountain down with my bare hands and got that monster and got my son back, dude. Like, what are you doing, like, camping out right below it with a fire that a damn monster could have solved? And then on top of that, the bird would have done ate the damn kid and done fed it to his kid in one day. That was just too much time. They didn't look very smart, whatever, right? So I had issues with some of that writing or whatever from last episode. But the flashback scene was amazing and awesome, man. Congratulations on my best. That's what I'm talking about, baby. You know what I'm saying? He has now been the dark sorcerer of the Empire and now a Jedi of the light, dual sabering it, man, like hooking it up. So, like, congratulations to Ahmed Best. But with this one right here, I thought that they brought the Mandalorians back. I thought the Mandalorians looked strong here. They looked more intelligent. They looked like they could handle themselves and everything else. So I really did actually appreciate that right there. But let's really get into business here because we're really talking about Salad Man over here, Moss Man, and his brother Vane over here. Like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. When I found out I was gonna get some more of these pirates or whatever, I was like, man, you know, I don't know how good this is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't particularly care as much for these characters when they did show up for that brief moment during like one of the first two episodes. But I gotta give it to them, man. They like came in and did their thing. Vane not looking very bad. I mean, my guy, he still ain't dead. The Mandalorian still. Listen, I tell you what, his forces be getting taken out by the Mandalorian left and right. He's just watching them die. But not Vane. You know, he survives. He gets the hell out of there. He tells Moss Man, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, at a certain point. Now, Moss Man dies in a big fiery crash at the end of this because they shoot down the ship. But I thought it was interesting. He's a cool little alien monster thing that they kind of added. I did overall like this episode. I thought it was fun. The whole city bombardment. Oh, Carl Weathers out there, you know, trying to get the troops together and stuff like that. I thought that there was a pretty good insight with like the New Republic whenever like they called him Blue in this episode a few times, like, get out of here, Blue. But, you know, Blue goes out. He lands down there in Coruscant to find out some stuff. Then he bumps into the lady from episode 3 that basically tortured that one guy, the doctor, and got the doctor caught and stabbed him in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? Golly, wouldn't want her on my team. But anyway, so as we go forward, and we're talking about, like, so she basically sets up like, oh, we don't need to help them because she probably knows what's probably to be going on. So we have that stuff happening, you know, and then we have the bureaucracy that we see and that people's not going to have faith in probably not too much longer in the future, which causes the First Order to start rising up because there's going to start being leaks and the cracks and everything else because the New Republic doesn't care about certain things. And so he tries to go get help. He can't get help. So then he goes and hunts down the Mandalorian and finds the Mandalorians and gets them involved in the fight to help Grief Karga get his community back. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, though, we need a reason why they want to do that. And the reason is pretty good. They need to move somewhere. They need to get out of Dodge because people know where they're at now. They don't like staying in the same place. But now they're like, you know what? Screw this. Let's stop hiding. Let's stop being like in these places and random places and everything. Let's actually come out in the open, man. Let's let our children play in the sun again and everything else. I thought that was some pretty good dialogue and lines that they were talking about. I love the Paz Vizsla like moment where he comes up and he does like a subject. You know, he comes up and he gets the talking stick, which is really just the forge hammer, and he goes up there and he holding it and he like at first he's like he's not really wanting to help, and I'm like. I'm saying to myself, like, we have a recorded reaction to this. Like, before he says it, I say it myself. I say literally, I was like, because he's asked the questions, why should we do this? And I'm like, because you're Mandalorians, you're supposed to fight. Like, I say it pretty loud. You'll be able to see that, especially if you're one of our Patreons or whatever. I yelled that out in the live reaction when we watched it last night. And as soon as I say that, he changes tone, almost like he heard me, and says, because we're Mandalorian. And I was like, hell yeah, because like I said, episode 4, to me, made them look weak. They're not as strong. They're supposed to be like some of the best hunters in the world, all this stuff. And they just didn't look very strong. And then in this episode, man, they make a comeback. Home dude's like, because we're Mandalorian, that's why we do it. Because we badasses. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no other excuse. And we get some land out of this deal. So they go back. They help save the community. They blow up Moss Man. And like I said, a burning, fiery, like just, wow, just basically a graveyard out there as his ship slowly plummets to the ground. Just takes them out, takes out all the ground forces and stuff. There's a last few left. They surrender and everything else. Grief Karga gives them some land, a tract of land basically between two certain areas and stuff. But fun episode. I will tell you this much right now. This isn't my favorite season of The Mandalorian so far. Without a shadow of a doubt, this is probably the weakest season so far. Now, it may get better, but the weakest season so far of The Mandalorian. But I will say this. I'm going to give it to you this way. Some of the best air-to-air combat, space battle stuff, which I guess some of it wasn't in space. Some of it was just atmospheric fighting, but it doesn't matter. Dog fighting ever in Star Wars probably is in this series, in this season right here. Kudos to that. The interceptors from like episode 3, I think it was, like, this week's episode with the stuff they're doing, like all this stuff, some of the best actual like dog fighting, like ship battling, and everything else that we've seen probably in Star Wars. I'm not saying it's the best ever, so don't be trying to clap on me, original trilogy lovers. You know what I'm saying? Going, oh God, I'm 45 years old, 50. I grew up with the original trilogy. Ain't nothing beats the Return of the Jedi. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? You're already typing in there. You're already coming at me if you see it. But no, that ain't what happened. Then that's not what's going to happen. I'm not saying that. That was some great stuff too. But in this particular, like especially newer Star Wars and stuff like that, this is some of the best, like dog fighting, like I said, like ship to ship battling out there that I've seen in Star Wars, period. So I'm actually loving that part. And this episode in episode 3, I thought was very good. Storytelling, writing was better, all this stuff. I just think there's some holes involved in this. But towards the end of the episode, we get Bo-Katan. She's about to bring all the Mandalorians together, which we knew she should. I know some people's going to try to complain that this is supposed to be the Mandalorian and all about him, but it's about the Mandalorians, man. It started off being about him, but now he's trying to like be part of this community of the Mandalorians. And like, so guess what, guys? Some of them other Mandalorians are going to have stories. And right now we're doing a little Bo-Katan story where it looks like she's going to go out and try to get like the rest of the Mandalorians and pull them together. Then at the very end of the episode, I was a little let down. I'm hoping the big bad, I'm trying to speculate the big bad is going to be Thrawn. We're going to actually see Thrawn for the first time at the end of the season. But they waited 5 episodes to tell us who the bad guy was. And it's just Moff Gideon. That's probably the biggest letdown to me in this episode. Everything else is super great, but they find out some news that Moff Gideon, obviously, that we already thought had escaped. He ain't went to trial. And then they found some Beskar, though, in the ship hole that may lean towards some group of Mandalorians out there that actually like let Moff Gideon escape or went and got him, right? So we'll have to see where that goes. You know what I'm saying? Maybe causing a little strife, a little battle to happen here that we need to happen and occur. But we'll see where that takes us. But like I said, I was a little disappointed. It's like 5 episodes in. We only got 8 episodes, and we only get a hint this Moff Gideon. It's like, man, come on, dog. Come on, man. Give us Thrawn. I've been waiting for Thrawn. Now, we didn't wait long enough. Give us some Thrawn, baby. Give us some Thrawn all up in our faces. That's what we want. But with that being said, man, that's what I think about season 3, episode 5. It is what it is. But I do think this is one of the weaker seasons of the series. But I do think 2 of these episodes are super great. Episode 3 and the episode we got last night, episode 5. super good. Let us send a shout out to the Patreons, like always, man. Thank you guys, every bit of you guys, from the $1 tier to the $15 tier. We got an annual subscription you can do now. It saves you 10% if you want to go ahead and just sign up for a complete year and don't have to worry about the month-to-month thing. You can do that. But just thank you guys wholeheartedly, bottom of our hearts. Everybody on the team thanks you, Danny and Adelia and everybody that does work on the backside and everything else. We got some new stuff coming up too on the channel. We got 3 wonderful ladies putting together a little video about what the hell are they wearing, talking about some of these like things that people wanted to wear to like the Oscars and stuff like that. Hope you guys go and watch that, because the more people that watch it, we may do more of those for, like, say, the Met Gala and stuff. I don't even know what the hell that is. It don't even sound like no clothing thing. Like, what the hell is that? But anyway, let's get to things. But until next time, stay sexy, my friends. Stay sexy. Hey guys, it's Justin, aka Hambone, just here to let you know a couple of things that we have going on with the channel. One, we have a Patreon. If you can and want to support us, you can do that. As little as $1. You can join the Discord. We also have a merch store where you can get some cool shirts, mugs, and stuff with all of our different shows and labels on there. And thank you for all of our supporters that have already been there with us.